How are you, boys and girls? Today our lesson is probability. We have two types of probability: experimental probability and theoretical probability. In this lesson we will talk about experimental probability. The experimental probability depends on performing an experiment. Then we record the result. Finally, calculate the value of probability of an event occurrence using the following rule. Experimental probability equals number of trials in which the outcome occurs over total number of trials. From the result of the experimental probability, we can predict what may happen in the future referring to previous experience. Let's take an example to understand it more. We need to know the experimental probability of tossing one coin 10 times. Let's start by tossing a coin and recording our results each time. Tossing a coin means throwing a coin up in the air and seeing which side is shown after it lands. We will record our results 10 times. Trial number 1 is head. Trial number 2 is tail. Trial number 3 is head. Trial number 4 is tail. Trial number 5 is head. Trial number 6 is head. Trial number 7 is tail. Trial number 8 is head. Trial number 9 is head. And finally, trial number 10 is tail. Now the number of trials in which the outcome was head equals 6. And the number of trials in which the outcome was tail equals 4. Now let's go back to our rule to get the experimental probability of tossing one coin 10 times. The experimental probability of getting a head equals 6 over 10 equals 0.6. The experimental probability of getting a tail equals 4 over 10 equals 0.4. The question here: what we can do with this results? This results help us to predict the results for higher numbers of trials. So we can predict the number of occurrence of heads and tails when tossing the same coin for 1000 times. Let's calculate it. The prediction about the number of occurrence of heads is 0.6 times 1000 equals 600 times, while the prediction about the number of occurrence of tails is 0.4 times 1000 equals 400 times.